Alright, let me see if this can start going smooth here. Turn on video. And then voice activity. Alright, Joe, can you hear me? Let's see if can you hear me right now, Joe? Probably can't. Alright, so let's go here. What about now? Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you now.
There we go. Good shit. Alright, so it looks like we're trying to see if the camera can cut on now. And then yeah, if you cut your I was picking up some of the audio from your TV.
Yeah,
but
I'm about to turn it down.
alright. And then it looks like I just gotta wait for this camera to come on. Like, what's going on there? Yeah, your TV a little too loud. But I want you to be able to see me too, so let's go with this. I'm just not picking up the camera because the camera is showing from my regular thing, and I can switch this here. Go to new scene. Alright, so they're seeing me now. I am live on YouTube, but I have to be able to get it to show your screen. So let's see if we can do that. Let's see. Because I'm doing this directly to YouTube, and that's kind of how I want to do it. We got a bigger fan base on YouTube already. But it's not picking up the camera on the YouTube. I mean, the Discord. Let me share my screen here and see if you can get that. Let's see. This. I just needed to pick up my thing now. That's kind of weird that it's not doing that. I wanted to pick up my camera, and for some reason the Discord camera is not picking up. Let's see. I can see you.
Hey, dude.
Mm-hmm.
Is that mine?
Okay, let's see. I pick up your volume perfect, but what are you seeing right now from me?
It says watch stream, and then it got the little loading box.
Yeah, see, it's weird. The camera is not loading. Let's see. This should be picking up that.
Okay. Put yourself in.
Turn on camera. Let me do that here. Still that box. That's the strange thing, because I am live on 6 minutes on YouTube. Shout out to that. It's weird though. So if you see my YouTube, you'll see that the camera's on. I got my giant stuff on. We are on episode 7. But as far as the Discord, that's not picking up. And I'm thinking it may be because maybe you can't have 2 cameras at once. So let me go to...
It's taking the voice perfectly.
Yeah. Let's see. Microphone is there. Speakers are there. All of that's there. Let's go into the video settings, though. The video codec is there. We're going to go with crisp as far as the voice settings are concerned. It's weird because everything else would pick up the... oh, shoot. All right. Let's close that back out. Okay, so I'm going to go in and try to do another... And it's wild because I even have 2 cameras.
I was kind of fun.
I even have 2 cameras here. So even if I had to do it to where it's like Discord picks up one camera, and then I'm on YouTube on the other camera. They're next to each other, so I even could do that. But you can't see. I could see you just fine, and if you looked on my YouTube, you could be able to see me also. I wonder why it's not loading in that camera though, for the Discord. I'm gonna try to disconnect and come back. Turn on camera. That's wild. That's wild that it's doing that. Because I am there. How can I do this? And it's picking up the camera on the YouTube, and maybe that's the reason. Because it doesn't need to do both. Let me see here. Alright. Okay, it says camera can't be accessed because it's being used by another application. That's what I thought. So I'm going to stop streaming on YouTube, and then now it should pick up the Logitech. But she can't see me, so that's not going to work. And her thing says, don't talk to me. Hilarious.
Oh shit! What's up, big girl? How you doing? You just gonna stand there? Yeah, you trying to get hooked up. Did y'all have fun? So did y'all have fun?
That's so wild. You can see this, but you can't see
I have to clean
my
my room,
camera. And
wash
both
my
cameras are on. That's crazy.
mess, and look for a new bond mate. So I lost my other one, and because I lost it, my hair got washing me.
It's gonna be
Why that's
alright.
not going through. Show my camera is on and everything. I have no idea why that's not working. That's so wild.
I see you on YouTube.
Yeah, it's right there, and it's supposed to be using.
I see you.
I have no idea why it's doing that. Like, both cameras are on. Both of them. So the only thing we need now is two things we need. We need the camera to go through so you can see me on Discord, like you've been doing the past 6 episodes. Like, I don't understand what's wrong with that. And then for YouTube to see our screen. That's it. Those are the two things. And I know we haven't really done the one where YouTube is seeing our screen so they could see exactly me and you. Like how almost like how you're seeing on this screen here. But I wonder why. I wonder what changed that. I wonder why that changed. Why is it like still blinking here? Because like literally both cameras are looking at me, and I have two for that reason. Why is it not like going through? It's just thinking here. But yours isn't thinking. Yours is there. Yours is ready. All right. Let me go back into user settings, voice and video. You can hear me just fine. Let me test this. Let me test this here. Even go with blur. Okay, so it says here, that's the, I'm going to go with this one. Why doesn't that work? Input device is the microphone. Output device is the speaker. And that's voice settings. Okay. And then video settings. That's what the issue is. It's still thinking. That's wild. Why is it doing that? We don't want this to just be an audio podcast. Why isn't that showing? That's weird. Everything else is there. Let's see. Window settings, images. Voice and video again. Okay, so maybe I'm gonna try to plug out the camera then plug it back in. Maybe a manual reset will work because it's showing right here on my Twitch, but not on Discord. Okay.
Hey, come here. What's up? Hey.
And this
What's that? Oh, it's a harmonica. Oh, you know how to play. What's up, big dog?
I feel wish I had to play this. I dare going. This is and next week we have crab legs.
Okay, for real?
And then of course, there's pizza.
You had some pizza? It was good.
And then popcorn. We had pizza yesterday. Oh, yeah.
You okay?
Watched the movie. Right.
You good? Mm-hmm.
All right, looks like we're back.
And then
Okay.
Okay. Good time to see you in the living room. It's a good time to see you in the living room.
Is there any more chicken nugget?
Yes, I'm gonna freeze the eggnog and I'll put you on some.
All right, the camera looks crisp,
For the camera.
so that's good. Camera looks good. I got the little blur effect in there.
How the hell you do that?
It's a little setting when you go into the video settings, and you could just blur it out. You go into user settings, you go into voice video, you go into video settings, and then it says video background. Then I just selected blur. Yeah. Yeah. Let me see if I can do that for you. Let's see. Let's see. Profile, maybe. No, can't do that.
You said you went to what? You went to the settings and then went to what?
Voice and video. That's what I was trying to get the video to come up. And then once I did that, it gave an option for like blur or custom or anything like that. And I was just able to blur the background and just put like more of an emphasis on me. So you see me a little clearer to me instead of it having to process the background. That becomes a blur, and then I become a little more crystal clear. That's all. Yeah. It's in Discord though, so I don't know if you have those same settings since I sent you a link to the Discord.
Yeah.
That's probably what that is. Now, what I got to do is cut off my stream thingy. I'm gonna. But I want to show this and not my
You
camera.
want to take your shoes off?
So we're gonna go to, let's say, like talking.
Shoes off.
Ooh, okay. Video recording. Ah, there it is. There it is. All right.
You see Reggie? You being nosy?
Oh.
I'm gonna go left. Okay.
We had ice cream,
What kind of ice cream?
cherry flavor.
Oh, what's it good?
All right. So let's see here. Like, okay. And do me a favor, Joe. See if you can see me on YouTube. Because right now it says that I have one view. Just wanted to make sure it's kicking in when I'm able to do it.
Mine.
Sweet.
Mine.
I'm picking up all of your your kids' voice though.
Yeah, they just walked in the house.
I
and-
know. Yeah. They
fucking with the
there.
games.
But do your thing. You can set all that up, and then we'll kick this thing off. Yeah, we'll kick this thing off. And we want to have the settings on this thing to be 1080. Beautiful. Okay, cool. Look, we're looking good. Stream is still running. Okay, good. We're actually there. We're gonna go full screen here. Boom, and that's us. There we go. Let's go here. Let's go there. Okay, Joe's there. Okay, cool. All right. Okay, all right. So I'm gonna get this thing started real quick live. Once again, what's going on, guys? This is the Pro Football Rants show with Reggie and Joe. After a month hiatus, we last time we streamed was actually in June, but preseason is coming up. We got a lot to talk about. Of course, my co-host here is my boy Joe.
Yo.
Big Joe right there. I'm gonna click on Joe right quick. So he's a Falcons fan. I'm a Giants fan. We've been lifelong friends. Our parents, well, I'm gonna say my sister and his mom, they're best friends. And then that's how we became to interact with each other as kids growing up in Oxon Hill. So we haven't discussed for a long minute about football, and the preseason's coming up. It's a month of August, so there's going to be 3 preseason games. Of course, in years past, there was 4 preseason games. They kind of narrowed that down. But there's a lot to talk about, especially running backs. Joe's Falcons got the best running back on the board, which is Bijan Robinson in the draft. And, of course, we just re-signed our stud running back, Saquon Barkley, to a 1-year deal, a little under $11 million. So he didn't get the Christian McCaffrey deal that he wanted, which is like, I think, 14 and 15 million. But he got a little bit less than that. And it's actually more money than the franchise tag. So the franchise tag was on the table. That was a flat 10 million. He got, with incentives, he'll make about 11 million this year. So he is beating the franchise tag, which is a win on his book. A lot of people don't care about that. A lot of people don't want to see the Giants' success anyway. But it's a small win for him. But there's a bigger issue with running backs, and you know that. We love the running backs. We've seen from us playing Madden in 2004, 2005, where they got the big bucks. Gurley, Ezekiel Elliott, they all cashed in. And then now you're seeing even stud running backs like Dalvin Cook still without a team, which is odd, especially for what he did with Minnesota last year. But that's the nature of the running backs market. I mean, you see even studs like your boy, because I know you loved him in college, Leonard Fournette, still without a team. So, it's the running backs. They even have a group chat together. That's how much they're kind of banding together, because it looks like none of the teams are trying to give them that 14, 15, $16 million deal. And you know how running backs are. We're competitive. Well, not going to say we're, but they're competitive, saying that, hey, look, if Christian can get this, I should be in that ball range, or I should beat him by a couple 100,000. You see what I'm saying? Something like that. So, a lot to talk about. Of course, you guys don't have to worry about with Bijan for another 3 to 4 years, maybe 5. But that's something that comes up. Because it's crazy that Ezekiel's not signed. I mean, we slander him all day because he's a Cowboy. But to be unsigned, preposterous. Dalvin Cook, to be unsigned, preposterous. Like, what are you talking about? Like, do you understand what he was doing for the past 4 or 5 years? Hell, Josh Jacobs, the number 1 running back, to be honest with you, Let's keep it a buck. Him and Nick Chubb. But Nick Chubb's not up for the, because to me Nick Chubb is the number one running back. I mean, he's a stud, and he's been doing it since day one. But even for Josh Jacobs, remember Josh Jacobs led the league in rushing last year. Like, he led the effing league, and yet even Las Vegas don't want to re-sign him. They'd rather throw that money to what's the receiver's name?
Adams.
Yeah, Adams, Devontae Adams. They're rather, and he's good, but like in our day, because we're older, we're not. I just turned 40. You're in your 30s. In our day, if you were top at your position, you would get paid, right? If you were tops in your position, no matter the position, you would get paid. If you were a stud punter, you would make top money in relation to other punters. That's what I'm trying to say. And the running backs just want that. You see what I'm saying? And they're not even getting that. So that's the kind of issue. You 10, 15 years ago, you wouldn't run into a thing to where Josh Jacobs led the league in rushing, and yet he's struggling to get a payday. It's kind of odd.
Nowadays, teams, they using 2, maybe 3 running back systems.
Facts.
Yeah. Then you got teams like the Falcons that found Tyler Algier last year in the 5th round.
Yeah, facts. He ran for 1,000, exactly. You get studs like Pacheco, I think his name is Isaiah Pacheco, where stud runs hard. Great running back for Kansas City, and you run into an issue to where people think that you could just find them, dime a dozen. My complaint always with that is, yes, there's going to be more committees, right? There's going to be more committees as far as running backs are concerned. We understand that. But you should also reward the outlier. And that's what the issue is going on right now, is they're not rewarding the outlier. So you run into that issue right there, where the outlier, you go and do your thing, man. The outlier is not rewarded. All right, so let me get to what I wanted to talk about with Saquon Barkley, right? I'm happy he got signed. I feel Saquon is the best player on our team as far as the Giants are concerned. I feel Saquon's the best player. Even with a reloaded Giants unit, they know they need to get talent in the building. And I feel that they're trying to do their best due diligence with the players that are available via trade, via free agency, and of course via draft. I feel they're trying to restock that. When we played Philadelphia twice, they were superior in every way. They crushed us both times, and they had better players, better talent. I feel we have better coaching, slightly, but even though I may not like Philadelphia's coach, I still feel they're a well-coached team. I just think he's, a dickhead or whatever. But as far as the talent goes, they outclassed us, and they still outclass us. We still have a long ways to go. But I think the games, as a Giants fan, you just hope that is more competitive, right? I feel we have the best running back in the East, especially with them losing Miles Sanders. I think that's going to be a bigger blow than what they are considering in Philly. I think Philly was trying to get 1 or 2 of those stud running backs in the draft, and I think they missed on both of them. Those meaning they were trying to get Bijan Robinson. I definitely think they were trying to select him 10. And then, of course, Jahmyr Gibbs, Joe's boy. I still think they would have picked him not at 10, though, because they could have picked him at 10. They were going to try to wait till the end of the draft. I think they had like the 31st pick or something like that. They were going to try to select him there. They missed out on both those running backs. I still think Philly has the worst running back group in the NFC. That's my opinion. I have no confidence in Penny. I think he was a bust in Seattle. I think you didn't even see Seattle put up a fight trying to retain his rights, because they were like, no, we got Carson. We're better off than whoever the hell this Rashad Penny guy is. And he's a former first round pick. I still think they're 4th in the division. I will pick Washington's running back room above Phillies, and I would pick Dallas running back room over Phillies right now. Even with Ezekiel gone, we always thought Tony Pollard is a beast. He just didn't have the he just didn't have the pay tag that Ezekiel did. I felt for 3 years so far, he's been the best running back in Dallas. Even though I hate Dallas, I don't slander Tony Pollard. That shows respect, and that's just me. You know what I mean? Tony Pollard's he's a good running back. He's good. He's been better than Ezekiel Elliott for the last 3 years since COVID. I would say since COVID season in 2020, Tony Pollard's been better than Ezekiel Elliott. Dallas didn't want to admit it because Ezekiel was making $16-17 million.
His name.
His name. That's what it was. But Tony Pollard was the real dog. He was the one picking up big yards in a committee type of system. So now that he's the number one running back, I'm still going to put Tony Pollard in the Dallas running room over Phillies. I think Philly is dead last, fourth. I still think they're boosted because they're going to run Jalen Hurts 100 and 150 times or something like that. He's going to get those carries, especially on the goal line. But as far as a tandem, I'm going Phillies number 4. They may score good touchdowns because Hurts is a beast. You already seen Hurts can squat like 600, 700 pounds like most NFL running backs. Shout out to his dad, who he's a coach's son. So Hurts is solid, but you don't want your quarterback doing that. He can do it though, and he did it last year. The man, I think he had 3 rushing touchdowns in the Super Bowl, or two or three. That's crazy. So, Hurts can do it, but as far as the running backs they have on roster, Boston Scott, he's a giant killer. Is he a Dallas killer? Is he a Washington killer? No. He sinks in those games. You remember, you only played the Giants twice. But Boston Scott, you can't count on him to play the Cowboys. You can't count on him to play the Commanders. No. He doesn't. He's not consistent in 16 games. He's not. I think Kenneth
all the time. I tell him all the time. I'm like, none of your running backs on your roster has had over 800 yards in the season.
Exactly. So Philly's gonna think their whole team is good. I'm like, no, you guys are talented, but the running back room, a lot to be desired. I'm thinking, look, Penny's gonna get like 600 yards. They're thinking he's gonna be 1,000-yard back. When the hell has he been 1,000-yard back? He's getting 600. Never. He's never been. Or else he would still be in Seattle. Listen, so I'm with you, Joe. Like Philly, they're thinking what they're thinking. Because I think they got Swift too, right? If I'm not mistaken, he left. Yeah, Jamal Williams is better than that guy. Let's keep it a buck. Like, you see what I'm saying? Like, and we like 2 different teams, but we can agree on that. They're going to overvalue Swift. They're going to overvalue Penny. Penny's a bum. Let's keep it a buck. I would go with Swift over Penny, but you have to use Swift in tandem. He's not a 3-down back at all. He's not. Jalen Hurts is going to get the most carries on the team. So I got Philly being 4th. I got is a tie between Dallas and the Commanders being number 2. It depends on if Tony Pollard can stay healthy now that he's the number 1 running back. That's the only thing. I love Brian Robinson. He put us in the dirt. Let me tell you, when he played the Commanders twice, Robinson was getting his money, but he also got shot last year in his knee. It takes time for that to heal. First of all, that could have been a career ender. So he's blessed. You know what I mean? And shout out to him for still running hard. I think Gibson kind of fell off face of earth because the Gibson's first season he was a star.
Playing is just his playing time got cut because of
dramatically. Dramatically. Right. And that's why I have Washington as 2A, 2B with the Cowboys. I think Tony Pollard is the best back in the division. The second best back. Saquon healthy, he's the best back. But I think, as all respect to Tony Pollard, I hate the Cowboys. I'm not going to slander Tony Pollard. He's actually good. Like, we're not doing that. Same thing with Brian Robinson. He's good. He's a good, greater running back. He's what T.J. Duckett thought he was. You know what I mean? That's your boy. But anyway, Washington has the worst. Washington has the worst O-line. You got to factor in O-lines. Like, And we suffered with that with Saquon's rookie season. It was a trash O line. That was all Saquon. And now we got a little bit of better O line. But Washington, they lost Scherf, they lost Trent Williams, they got Nick Gates, but Nick Gates was fringe's best as far as a center on our team, and we didn't even resign him. And our O line is still not that good. So, and you got kind of the giant scraps, and the giant scraps are like only second worst to like the Bengals. You see what I'm saying? So, the Bengals got a bad O-line. Great quarterback, great receivers. I would love to steal T. Higgins, but the O-line, trash. So, anyway, so that's what I'm thinking. And I think the Giants have a great running game. Because a lot of people not doing it. You got to factor in Daniel Jones running the ball. Like, he cut down on his interceptions and fumbles last year. Him doing that bootleg seemed to be unstoppable. It should be stoppable. But for some reason, teams fall for it often. So you got to kind of factor that in. That bootleg, that Vanilla Vic be moving. Be like, and if you can do that, because I cheese and do that in Madden. Like, I would get a fast quarterback, and if the play's figured out, I'm going to at least try to get 5-6 yards with the bootleg. And Daniel Jones was actually doing that last year, and it worked. So you got to kind of factor that in also. And that's why I'm saying the Giants slightly has the best running game in the East, in the NFC East. My opinion. What's your opinion on, man?
I would, as a unit, I can say y'all.
Yeah, I say unit. Yeah, unit. Because you got to factor in that. Daniel Jones had 700 rushing yards last year.
Yeah.
People, it doesn't look like it, and I understand. You gotta factor that because it doesn't look that at all. He'd be big and lumbery, and it'd be weird. But hey, he got some wheels.
That shit from him, so that's how he.
Yeah.
He was able to do what he was able to do, cause like nobody expected that shit. Like
no one expected it, and that's what I'm trying to say. It caught a lot of teams. It wasn't just a little bit of teams. It caught the Ravens off guard, and the Ravens got a stud defense. It definitely caught Chicago off guard. It definitely caught the Commanders twice off guard. They didn't stop it at all. It was the Eagles caught on to it, but that was few and far in between. We snuck the game out against the Ravens using that. We snuck the game out against Carolina using that. It was just back to Green Bay, another one. We weren't supposed to win any of those games, and we did with him picking up 50, 60 yards in the game and scoring a couple of touchdowns. So Giants number one with a healthy Saquon. And then I told you last year, I like Breida. He's nice in the number 2 running back role. I liked him in San Francisco, and I like him with New York. I think that's a great pickup. Yeah, Breida for number 2, I could rock with it. A little 20, 30 yards a game. Yeah. So I don't know who's Dallas number 2 running back. I think they picked up the little dude. They picked up the coach's son. They picked up Vaughn, but I'm thinking he's more of a third down running back. So I forget. They picked up someone else also. I'm just forgetting the name.
They got at running back. What the fuck?
Yeah. He's small. But I think he can do some Darren Sproul things. I'm definitely not counting him out because he did some things at K-State. I think it was K-State, either K-State or Kansas. But he did some things there, but he's a specialist. But we'll see how his father uses him in the scheme. But you got Tony Pollard there too. Now I'm thinking, look, I don't expect Ezekiel to be out the entire season. I think a team's going to pick him up, and he naturally goes into the number 2 role. So, it depends on. I'll put it like this. I love your boy Dan Quinn. I know you hate him, but as a coordinator, I love him. I hate.
Coordinator, I respect him as a
coordinator. You see what I'm saying? He has value as a coordinator, and he should stay there. I'm with you. He's the best coach on Dallas. I can't stand any of their coaches, but I respect Dan Quinn. McCarthy is ass. I think he's the name. You know how we said the name earlier, right? Where you get more props or more accolades just based on your name. I think that's Mike McCarthy. I think he's ass. Yes. There's coaches better than him on the team, but he's got he's not going to say anything to Jerry Jones.
Like it's always been the coordinator that's been better than the head coach.
Always. It's weird. Yes. You know what I mean? Yeah. So, and they cut Kellen Moore. He's gone. He's now in, I think, Vegas. I think so. Or Vegas or San Diego. LA. The Chargers. One of the two. Anyway, but I don't trust McCarthy. I don't know how they're going to use Tony Pollard. They'll be stupid if they try to run him into the ground. I'll say that. If they try to run him into the ground, they're dumb. They have to use him in tandem, use him on the breakout plays, use him while he still has his speed. Then the Cowboys can be able to do some damage. Yeah, that's my take.
They really don't have a number two that can.
I don't know their number two. I just like Tony Pollard. That's the thing. If it's tandem, then you might have to go with Commanders. But I just think Tony Pollard's the second best back in the NFC East.
Yeah, for sure.
But who's going to spell him? I don't know. And it can't be Deuce Vaughn. Deuce Vaughn's third down only. That body's not going to hold up. I mean, you got big dudes like Saquon getting injured. And Saquon's a load. You know what I mean? So Deuce Vaughn will get injured quickly. If they try to use him, a second down back, it's not going to look good. But anyway, so that's my take on running backs. What I want to know is the NFC South. I want to know if you put thought into it. I'm always thinking about the NFC East. But rank the running back rooms in the NFC South. Educate us on that.
We got the best running back room.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. We're talking two to four. Yeah, definitely Falcons. Because you guys had that last year. So even without Bijan, you guys had that. We know, but head, shoulders and head above, it's the Falcons. But what about the second, third, and fourth?
Second, I give it to New Orleans.
New Orleans, okay.
Because they got Kamara, like you said, they got fucking Jamal Williams now.
A problem,
and they still
bro.
got
a problem.
Taysom Hill gonna get you a couple hundred yards rushing.
That's why I love Joe. Let me give Joe his flowers. That's why I love Joe, because the Falcons and Saints hate each other. Their fan bases hate each other. But you can see if we can hate each other, but we still can give props. Like Taysom Hill is still a problem. He will still run you over. Like that's a big dude, bro. That's a big dude. So I'm telling you, he's sneaky with it. And that shows that Joe's real. I'm just keeping it flowers when the flowers are. A Falcons fan can give respect to the Saints. I'm trying to tell you. Like, them fan bases hate each other. But Taysom is a problem. So now you got Jamal Williams, who I think is a sneaky pickup.
He is.
You still got Kamara. And you got Taysom.
But Kamara might be out.
I know. Yeah.
So
that's facts. But I still think they're number two, though. Because Carolina and Tampa Bay, nah.
I don't even know.
Tampa Bay lost so much. Listen, Tampa Bay had Ronald Jones. They don't got him no more. They also had Fournette. They don't got him no more. What is happening?
So who is the dude? Rashad White? Is that his name?
Rashad. They got, I guess.
In Carolina.
I was like, and then Carolina lost Christian last year. That's huge.
And I don't think they re-signed Deontay Foreman. And he was doing it
too. I think they might have, though. I think they were just trying to play hardball. I think they might have re-signed him again. I think so. I'm gonna look that up. I got 4 screens. I could look up something. But I think they might have.
They got you with Hubbard.
Yeah, he's not going to be it unless he pro. Yeah, no. And that's what I'm trying to say. The cupboard is bare in the NFC South once you get past New Orleans and Atlanta Falcons. Because what is Carolina and Tampa Bay doing? Like, if I'm Tampa Bay, I'm giving Leonard Fournette whatever the fuck he wants. What are you talking about? What else do you have?
Like, why wouldn't you resign him?
And those teams are stupid. You got Dalvin Cook is still available. He might go to the Jets and join Aaron Rodgers. That's the favorite right now. But if I'm any of those teams, I'm scooping up Cook. What are you talking about? I'm scooping Cook now. Like, they have nothing. So give Cook his money. It's 10 to 11 million. Who cares? Like, we listen, we just tried to go through and figure out who the fuck their running backs are. When you got Dalvin Cook, when you got Ezekiel Elliott, all still free agents in August of 2023. I'm scooping them up. What do you want, 12 million? We got bums on the board. Of course I'm taking you, Dalvin Cook. I seen what you did. People think it's Kirk Cousins in Minnesota. And you know me. I go right at Uncle Rico right. I got all the smoke for Uncle Rico right now, you bum ass mother. Listen, I got all the smoke. You think it's Kirk Cousins? No, it was Dalvin. Anyway, they let the wrong dude go. And I was going to have the same smoke for my team if they did the same thing with Daniel Jones versus Saquon Barkley. We know damn well it was Saquon. Our team was ass up until Saquon got healthy. Let's be facts. No bias here, buddy. We were ass. Let me put me on big screen. Fuck this. I be having smoke for my own squad because these dumbass Giants fans be on some bullshit. We were ass without Saquon for years, bruh. He have a good season? Oh shit, we make it to the playoffs. Don't try to put all that on Daniel Jones. Don't. He had a good season. Saquon had 1,300 yards. Listen, we are football fans first. If any running back has 1,300 yards, they had a good season. Fuck you talking about? 10 touchdowns. He could have had 11, but he went down at the 1 yard line. So he wasted some money on his part being good teammates.
That's a great season for a running back.
Listen, that's what I'm trying to say, bro. That's a great season. What are we talking about? And then you don't want to pay him? Boy, don't get me started. You know, first of all, Matt Breida can't do that, and I like Matt Breida. So stop the bullshit, Giants fans. We needed Saquon the same way he needed us. Plus, remember, he's a good kid. You don't hear shit about what he's doing off the field. He's married to the little shorty. He got a little daughter. He's a model citizen. Y'all always talk, and I'm talking you Italian motherfucking Giants fans. You know who the fuck I'm talking about. Y'all always talk about, it's the black running back, and he's got all this baggage and shit like that. You got Saquon. He married to a white girl. He'll do shit. He's the picture perfect Boy Scout, and you still don't want to pay him? What kind of fuck? Anyway, it's the earring. That's what it is. It's the dangle joint. He's giving you everything you want because you talk shit about Le'Veon Bell making rap albums across the stadium in New York. Yeah, I heard you, Giants fans. I know what the fuck that it was vilded, but it's okay. I know where y'all getting at. But now you got the running back who does it by the fucking book. He does it by the book, and you still don't want to pay him. Bullshit.
I'm running back do it by the Bible. I'm telling you. So we ain't got to worry about it.
Yeah.
Like, that man is a Bible thumping son of a gun.
Yeah. It's always going to be the excuse on it. But yeah, it's weird. That's what I'm trying to say. It's like, if there's anyone you're going to pay, it's Saquon. Especially after the Odell thing. And remember, that's his mans. Him and Odell, that's his mans. And
I think that's probably I pay him because he's friends with him.
Because he's friends with him and shit like that. I'm like, yo, but you got to understand, man, it's a brotherhood. What are you talking about? But anyway, Saquon, 0 off the field shit, and you still don't want to pay him. So you didn't want to pay the running back who talks shit. You didn't want to pay the receiver who talks shit. It's too involved in hip-hop culture. Saquon's none of that, and you still didn't want to pay him. What? Anyway. And the funny thing too, it's so weird. I don't understand it, but that's that though. Look, the last thing I'm gonna say on Dalvin Cook is I would have signed him, like real talk. Like Dalvin's a Florida State Seminole. It's not just that too. He's a top 10 running back in the NFL. Like, what are we doing here? They really thought that was Kirk Cousins and Justin Jefferson. They have a lot of it, especially Jay Jettis. No problem. There was a third part to that too, and that was Dalvin Cook. Who is the other Minnesota running back?
Madison.
Ooh.
That's all I can. Like, I can go to the game on Madden real quick, but
yeah, who? All right, man.
Alexander Madison. Alexander Madison. That's his name.
Yeah.
But
And I'm hoping
he's
he has a good season. But he was a who last year. It was Dalvin Cook. And that's all I'm trying to say. No slander to the dude's name. He's got to do it because they betting on him. But is he gonna do what Dalvin Cook did? Is he gonna do 1,100 yards? I don't know, bro. I don't know. All right, but it's Minnesota. To me, Minnesota playing a dangerous ass game, and that's the thing. And I got all the slander for them because they should have beat the Giants in the playoffs. We should not have won that game. And it's a funny thing. We knew we were gonna win the game. I said, oh shit, we got a great matchup. Fuck. I said, oh my God, we got a good matchup against Minnesota, and we end up beating them. And it wasn't that close. But anyway, yeah. So we talked a little about running backs. The second half of our talk today, I want to talk about what I'm wearing right now. I want to talk about what I'm wearing right now. All right, we're doing the 21s up. This is my boy Landon Collins gear, right? And I'm scared for the Giants. Let me make my screen big real quick. I'm scared for the Giants, bro. Because I looked on the roster yesterday in preparation for our podcast today. And I saw Landon Collins wasn't signed yet. And I'm sitting here scared shitless. All right, let me talk to the Giants. Let me talk to the Giants, man. Because I'm not scared to talk to the Giants. I do this shit. I think the Giants had a good offseason. You already know about draft, right? They got the players that I wanted. I was so excited. The only reason we stopped streaming that thing is you had to go. I think we had a great draft. You know I love Hyatt. You love Hyatt. He's got the chip on the shoulder. You see it. He's got the chip on the shoulder. Oh, you think I can't run routes? Okay, cool. Well, I'm going to show you. I like that. I'm with you. I watch the video. Matter of fact, every time I log on to Facebook, I look at the video you sent me. Every time. I did it today. Sending you the message for the Discord, I looked at the video. That shows you. Today, I looked at the video. I love Hyatt. You know I love my boy JMS. Thank God we got JMS. Big Hog Molly from Minnesota. I love him. And then Deontay Banks, Maryland kid. He was the first player that jumped off the film at the combine because he was the first or second player to run the 40, and it was 4.3. And we were like, oh, who the fuck? These Maryland boys running. And we ended up getting them. So I'm cool. We still ain't brought back Landon Collins, right? Our number one guy in the secondary last year was Julian Love. A lot of people don't know that. He's the only one that had an interception. We only have 5 interceptions as a team last year. We were 31st in the league. It was piss poor. 2 of those interceptions were by Julian Love. I know you're not gonna know that. You're not following Giants like I am. That's a big loss. Being that Xavier McKinney didn't get any, and he's our starting free safety. He's a good hitter, but as far as turnovers, nah. Landon Collins had the other interception, right? We already know Jackson's not getting any interceptions. Adore's ass when it comes to turnovers. He's just a fast, twitchy body, and I'm being 100% in saying that. He will not get the turnover. You know who's a turnover magnet? Landon Collins. So we let go Julian Love, who had 2 of our 5 picks, which is ass. And then you let him go. I think he's in Seattle, if I'm not mistaken. He signed like a 3-year deal. So he's gone, right? And now we're down to Dane Belton, who was a rookie last year, and he was also injured. That's not a good combination. So you're a rookie, and you get injured. So now you're facing a double uphill battle, and we still don't sign Landon Collins. Now, look, I understand there's Giants fans out there, there's Commanders fans out there that had Landon when he signed a big $84 million deal when he left us. I knew he was going to get his money. He's not stupid. Get your money. And then he came right back to us. But why not re-sign him when he had a pick 6 last year? We only had 3 pick 6s or like returns for touchdowns last year. It was Kayvon Thibodeau against the Commanders, and Landon Collins was the other. All right? So what are we doing not re-signing Landon? That's why I have his jersey on. I have his number on because I feel if we go into the season with McKinney, who I like, and then Dane Belton, who's inexperienced at free or strong safety, we're going to be in, or Tony Jefferson's old ass. Tony Jefferson's only, I think, 3 years younger than me. He's like 36, 37. That's not going to get it done. So that's not going to get it done. He's super old. He's way past his prime. His best years was in Baltimore. It's not happening. So if we're starting Tony Jefferson with Xavier McKinney, the Giants are in for a heap of trouble. My thing is sign Landon to a 2-year deal and just let Wink Martindale, who's the blitz guru, use him like he used him last year with a full season under his belt. Remember, he came to us because Washington wouldn't re-sign him in the middle of the season. So give him a full year under Wink. Give him a 2-year deal. Or if you want to do a 1-year deal, you cannot go into this season with Tony Jefferson or Dane Belton as your starter. They may improve. Cool. Landon can play. Is he a liability? Deep coverage? Yes. But you don't have to use him like that. You can use him in 3 safety sets.
Did he get beaten coverage?
But listen, Tony Jefferson's going to get beaten coverage too. Dane Belton's going to get beaten coverage. That's what I'm trying to say. I would rather the playmaking potential of Landon Collins than a no playing potential of Dane Belton and a Tony Jefferson. So that's my concern. I think I would rather Landon back there because I've seen him make plays. Everyone's going to get beat. Our starting free safety is going to get beat. McKinney got beat. And he was stupid getting injured in the ATV and missed like 6 games. Fuck you talking about? So there's going to be holes. But I've also seen Landon make plays to negate that. The pick 6 against Denzel's team. Stud. He read that play. And he made the play. So I think that's my number one concern. We signed Saquon, that's great. But not signing Landon Collins is a bigger issue than what people think. Anyway, what's your big issue when it comes to the Atlanta Falcons? I'm going to give you the floor. To me, it's not re-signing Landon Collins yet.
I can go with everybody else and say Desmond Ritter because
we know. No, come on.
But
people really saying Desmond Ritter is the number. Get the fuck. He's going to be serviceable. What are we doing? That's the issue.
I was to go over with the media.
I was gonna say y'all secondary or something. What? Desmond Ritter's gonna be fine.
In all honesty,
or linebackers or something like that.
As long as we stay healthy, I can say linebackers will probably be the only question.
Yeah, linebackers. It's not gonna be Ritter. All the weapons y'all got, Ritter's gonna be okay. Y'all got weapons. I could see if y'all had no weapons.
Yeah,
I could see.
As far
y'all
as
got weapons.
We got a top 10 offensive line. 2 of the best pass catchers on Drake.
The defensive line is the defensive line is okay too. Jarrett's got his thing. Yeah, Grady Jarrett's he's up there.
Yeah, we got Grady Jarrett. We got Calais Campbell, David Onyemata.
And Calais is going to be serviceable. That's the thing too. He's not going to be a game breaker, but he's not going to get beat. He's going to be decent. He's going to be serviceable. He's going to be a big rock. That's what Calais is. 6'8". He's going to be a run stuffer. Yeah.
He's going to be that mentor for goddamn Zach
He's going to be a mentor too. Yeah. I'm not worried about. You don't have to. That's the thing. Calais has been in the league so long. You don't have to worry about him. Honestly, you really don't. He's not a tool where you have to worry about. There's other issues on Atlanta, and I'm thinking it comes with that damn defense. That's what I'm saying.
It's the linebackers. They all getting their ass torched. Bijan right now. Bijan got beat in practice one time against.
So who's the starting linebacker? Who's the starting linebacker? Lloyd, that's your team, bro. What the fuck? Don't do. You gotta know your starters. Joe, no. Put them up now. Pull up the depth chart now. Pull it up. No. You're at the computer. Pull up the depth chart. We're not gonna do that. I'm gonna go check on this seafood boil. You pull up your starting linebackers. I want the names. 1 second. This guy.
Hey, I honestly don't know. Let's see who are other starting linebackers. Nope. Okay, let's go. Well, dang. We literally only have 2 linebackers. Starting linebackers, that is. They haven't even released our whole damn depth chart. That's how bad they are. And they all getting their ass cooked by Bijan Robinson. I promise you. Promise you. Troy Anderson got the better hand of Bijan one good time. And Bijan took that shit personal. And he done made every linebacker suffer. From Troy to Caden Ellis, whoever lined up against him, they ankles hurt.
All right, I'm back. Had to make sure that thing wasn't boiling too crazy. Let me go to live real quick, and then I'm gonna exit that full screen. Okay. All right. Cool. Go ahead. All right. I'm back. Let's talk about those linebackers for the Falcons, because I think that's the weak point.
Yeah, they don't even have an updated depth chart on here, but
oh, they don't like NFL.com. Like I went to NFL.com and that's when I pulled ours up. That's when I noticed that Landon wasn't signed yet.
Yeah,
and I was just concerned about that because I don't trust James Belton or Tony Jefferson as far as safeties. And I feel even though Landon's like a box safety, I still would want him, but then those 2 other guys. Now, if it's a 3 safety set, because we want a lot of 3 safety sets to where you have 3 safeties on the field, and either one of them can blitz. Because Wink Martindale blitzed McKinney a lot last year. He got like 2 sacks. So we can do that. That's cool. But not having Landon is a fallacy. Like, what do you mean? Because he's one of the best blitzing safeties in the game. So even if you have him playing the box as almost like a will linebacker, then that's better than not having him, is what I'm trying to say. The Commanders were stupid for not re-signing him. Because imagine that if they would have had Cam Curl, Derek Forrest, and Landon Collins, their defense would be even better.
I don't like that Cam Curl.
I think he's decent. I think for where he was drafted, I think he's decent.
I just don't like him.
Yeah. I think he's decent.
I don't like him.
I really love Forrest. I think Forrest is nice. They got a stud in Forrest. Derek Forrest made some plays. So.
Oh yeah. Sure.
Forrest made plays. Yeah.
Him and St. Juice.
Yeah. I love St. Juice, bro. And then we talk about Forbes. Forbes should be nice in that defense. So I think the Commanders are on his way up. I think Forbes can be a nice piece right there. Yeah.
Yeah, but our linebackers.
Yeah, what's the linebackers?
We got Troy Anderson, Michael Walker, Caden Ellis. We just signed Caden Ellis from New Orleans. He had 7.5 sacks in 11 games last year.
Okay.
Those are the main
guys.
Those are the main things. And we still got Lorenzo Carter. He's listed as a linebacker.
That's the best one. I love Lorenzo Carter. I'm mad. I'm happy for y'all.
And we got Bud Dupree.
I'm happy. Yeah, those are 2 good guys. Now, yeah, Carter and Bud Dupree. I like them both. Yeah. It's the other guys that have to step up. That's the thing too. But I like Carter. I think y'all are maximizing his output, and I think that's what we couldn't do.
Yeah, because he balled for us last year.
And he's a second-round pick. He's a second-round pick, and Carter can play. Plus, he comes from the champion pedigree, Georgia Bulldogs. So I like Carter. He wasn't going to get that potential here, but you guys are doing a great job with Carter. I think he has the lengthiness, the size at 6'5". I like Carter. I wish he would have played out there. Yeah.
He can line up at outside linebacker, or he can drop back drop down and play DN.
He sure can. Exactly. He can do a little bit of both. And that's what I'm saying. We failed to maximize that. So shout out to y'all for maximizing Lorenzo Carter's potential because he always had it. You're not going to be a 5-star guy starting on that championship defense and not be something. But it also takes coaching to get you there. And he had the coaching at Georgia. He did not have the coaching in New York. So you guys are doing a good job with that. And Bud Dupree, solid. He's going to be solid. Yeah. He's going to be solid. It's just the other guys that are so the talent drops off is dramatic in Atlanta with outside those guys.
It all depends on what defense they put out there because nobody really knows what defense Ryan Nelson is going to
run.
Put us in. Yeah, so last year we ran the 3-4.
Okay.
But this year we set up the run either way.
Okay.
Between the 3-4 or 4-3, we can run both. Mm-hmm. So it all depends on like what package we roll out. If we in the 4-3, we got fucking Arnold Ebiketie off the edge. We got Calais Campbell. We got Grady. If we in the goddamn 3-4, we got Bud Dupree. We got Lorenzo Carter. It's just the middle guys. And Troy Anderson, he's young. He's young as hell, but at the same time, he's going up against Bijan every day.
Getting torched. Most will get torched.
One way or another, you
Most
don't have
will
a
get
choice
torched.
but to get better.
Facts.
Like, one way or another, you don't have a choice
but it always doesn't work like that. But I still think, let's get to the third type of portion of the podcast. And I want to talk about records. So let's talk a little bit about records. And then we'll get into some I guess wild card scenarios for the fourth portion of the topic.
Do you see y'all being a double-digit win team?
Yes. If you consider 10 wins, that's what I have us at. I think 10 wins will be the max for the New York Giants this year. The schedule's much harder. We got a murderer's row in the 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th, like in that time frame, like the second half. Not second half. Yeah, I guess you could say second quarter of the season, murderer's row. We got San Francisco and a few others. It's crazy nasty. So I think the Giants, the best we can do is go 2-2 over those 4 to 5 games. I think our max is going to be 10. Our bad, like terrible season will be like 7. Yeah. So between 10 wins and 7 wins is what I have us at. So 10 wins will be the double. Nothing higher than that. Yeah. I think the East has a tougher out-of-conference schedule this year. We're not beating up on the AFC South. So there's going to be games we just lose.
I give y'all 8 wins.
Max?
I give y'all 8.
Yeah, that could be. Yeah, that's why. I mean, 10-8. That's not too far off. It's going to be much harder now that people are going to. At least they should be prepared for the bootleg. They should be like, because I'm thinking, how the fuck y'all can you getting beat by that? That's like, weird, But they should be prepared for that.
Because I fuck with Jalen Hyatt, and I honestly believe he gonna come in and he gonna do his thing from like day one. Like,
yeah. The issue is you're gonna lose some games from Darius Slayton. That's the thing. Like, let's keep it a buck. We love Hyatt. We're all in. We seen what he did against Atlanta. I mean, not Atlanta, but Alabama. We seen it. They got blue chippers. All of them are 5-star recruit corners, and he did them dirty the whole fucking game. Like, come on, what? 5 touchdowns against Knicks? Nick Saban had them dudes doing gassers. What? He was irately pissed off. Nick Saban does not play that shit. You get beat by that 175-pound dude. Oh, it's gas time. That next off season workout for them. Oh, they were put in the dirt. So we seen Jalen do that. We love that. It's the fact that Daniel Jones is going to throw a deep route to Darius Slayton, and either Darius Slayton's going to catch it or he's going to drop it, and it's going to be a spectacular drop. And there's a whole YouTube video on that, matter of fact. They was like, hey, how come Daniel Jones only had 15 receiving touchdowns? And half the plays was Darius Slayton dropping the ball. So that's like,
yeah, that's like people asking about Kyle Pitts. And then like it's a whole
yeah, I hate it. What's going on? Did they understand who was throwing to him?
them goddamn cow piss every
Yeah.
time he looked at him. And
Facts.
it's like, he
Facts.
went through a
Facts. Facts.
period of
Facts.
time he didn't even look Kyle Pitts' way.
Mhm.
Hey,
Ooh,
so,
I got something for you guys though. You may not want to hear this. What's the dude's name? Heineke. I think Heineke's gonna start 3 or more games for the Falcons this season. He's the backup right now. I don't think he's gonna stay that way. I'm thinking something's gonna happen to where Heineke, the Georgia native, is gonna start 3 or more games. That's my over under. That means something's gonna happen with I'm
yeah,
thinking in my
is if Desmond get hurt.
yeah, and I'm thinking something happens to where, because I know Desmond's the starter, and I feel Desmond's solid. Like for what he did at Cincinnati with that talent and what he was able to do. Yes, they got steamrolled in the championship game, of course. Like the playoffs, they got murdered. But getting up to that point, they won all their games. So I feel that, and that was Ritter, that was Sauce Gardner, that was a few other players making it happen on that team.
The wide receiver for Chicago.
Yeah, you see what I'm saying? So they had some talent. It's just that the rest of the players didn't match up. And we understand that because when you're fighting Ohio State, when you're fighting Georgia, when you're fighting Alabama, the backups on that team were studs in high school. 4 and 5 star. The backups are still 4 and 5 star guys. Yeah, or they were the man on their team, but they're just the freshmen. That's what it is. With Cincinnati, their backups or their depth places are 4-year guys. They're 3-star, they're 2-star. Come on now, it's going to catch up with you. So anyway, remember, there was an Alabama team that had Devontae Smith as a freshman backup and Jalen Waddle as a freshman backup, and they had Jerry Jeudy and Henry Ruggs ahead of them. You got to think about that. And now those dudes are studs. So
there was a time we had fucking LSU had Miles Brennan starting over Joe Burrow.
Listen, craziness. So yes, 100% facts. So you got to look at it like that. Anyway, so Cincinnati did have some things. I think Ritter's going to be serviceable. You know, I think he's going to be serviceable. I'm not one of those people that's down on Ritter, especially with the talent that they got. You got Drake. You got Kyle Pitts, and then you got a great running back system. So and a team that's going to run the ball. You're not going to be like how Tennessee tries to do the dumb shit. Well, now they're trying to get fancy with Treylon Burks. I know you don't like that guy, but what the fuck are you doing with Tennessee when you have like high school player of like the decade in King Henry? Like I think his high school numbers was like 43,000 yards. It was something crazy, real number though. It's a real number that this dude had in high school, a real number, and yet
he was gonna have no knee when he retired.
Yeah.
It's gonna be bone on bone, no cartilage at all.
Yeah, because I don't even know who the backup is, and that's the thing too. Is like even with a stud 6'2", 250-pound running back, you still need a serviceable backup. And Tennessee was like, "Dirt, let's draft another quarterback, the 3rd year in a row." Anyway, but you guys have actually Taylor. I think it's Tyler, and then you got Bijan. And a good O-line. That's the thing. And a good O-line. You got to put that. You got to factor that in. And a good O-line. You guys drafted very well on O-line. So Atlanta's, is going to be a surprising team. But remember how we talked about it too. The thing about you guys is you got to get out your own way. Atlanta is the klutz team that you'd be like, nigga, y'all supposed to win this game. What you doing? Yeah. And then they end up not winning the game. It'd be like, what the. That they do dumb shit sometimes. It'd be like, stop.
Facing that last coaching staff. This coaching staff ain't that. Like they actually got the team that they want now. They didn't go dumpster diving this year. Mm-hmm. They got players that they want. They got players that want to be there. That's the difference.
So let's talk about that. Let's talk about that. Let me give you the screen. I'm gonna say this real quick too. So we talked about. And this is me being a real Giants fan. I don't do that fake shit. And you know me, I'm a Giants fan with the Felipe Sparks, Jason Sehorn days. You've known me since then. And the Sean Williams, big safety. Who I love Sean Williams as safety. Anyway, you know me since those days. You know me since the big satellite dishes around Southview when I was playing football at the park. You know me from them days. So I say this. I think the Giants are still third in the division. I feel talent-wise, the Commanders, Washington Commanders, are still a more talented team. But I feel the Commanders are a klutz. They're a klutz team. I feel they're going to lose games they should win. Even this year, because it's the same coaching staff minus Scott Turner being out of there. But I don't trust Ron Rivera. In 2023, 2016, with Cam Newton and Josh Norman? Oh, yeah. Sign me up for Carolina. Sign me up for Ron Rivera. But not in 2023. I feel, matter of fact, I feel the command, I keep wanting to call them Redskins. The Commanders are in the same position as the Dallas Cowboys. They have coaches that are better than their head coach on the team. I think Bieniemy is way better coach than a Ron Rivera. That's my take. I don't trust Ron Rivera at all. I think he's a great person, but a great coach, no. I think Bieniemy. Go ahead.
Why do you think Bieniemy went from Kansas City as their offensive coordinator to Washington?
I feel this. I feel there was going to be no other team that offered him a coaching position where he can see the way to get to head coach than Washington. That's what I'm trying to say. Like, as far as him coming in as a coordinator and then wait. Let me finish, bro. You asked me, right? You was about to chop my head off. Let me finish. I feel that Bieniemy can see how I see the writings on the wall when it comes to Ron Rivera. I don't see Ron Rivera being the Washington coach past this year. I think they're going to be that bad to where he gets fired. And then the intern coach is Bieniemy. And I think Bieniemy sees this, and the reason why he signed with Washington. Honestly, there's better teams he interviewed for and could have got the head coach. We're not stupid on saying that. We know Bieniemy could have got a head coaching position at one of these other teams. I feel he sees that Ron Rivera is going to be the scapegoat. Now that, remember, Dan Snyder just sold last week. If you don't follow the Commanders, because I know you're a Falcons fan, the team just sold. So they were going to make no coaching changes. Oh, shit. They were going to do no coaching changes while that sell was going on. It never happens that way, where if there's a sell going on and they're also doing coaching changes, no. You want stability somewhere. And if you're not following the Commanders, that's the issue. Now that Magic Johnson and the other dude are the owners, now it's game time. And I feel that Ron Rivera is going to be fired once the Commanders start being Commanders and losing games they should win. Go ahead. I'm gonna give you the floor. That's the only reason I felt he even took this position. Floor is yours. And because of the sale. Because now the team is no longer Daniel Snyder's. Everyone wanted him out. He was tricking off the cheerleaders. It was bad. He picked the FedEx, and if you've been to FedEx, it's a horrible stadium, and it's only like 20 years old. It shouldn't even be that bad. Anyway, but that's what I'm thinking with Eric Bieniemy. I think he's going to be the coach by the end of the season. He's the intern head coach of the Commanders. And that's why I think he took the position. Go ahead.
Bieniemy could have been a head coach. He could have been a head coach 2 years ago.
Okay.
It's something about him.
Okay.
That people don't want as a head coach.
I agree with you.
Like,
I agree with you.
I don't know personally what it is, but
it's something. It's something. Yeah. Because you're smart. You see it. It's something. Yeah.
Yeah. Like,
yeah. But do you feel? Put it like this. Then that's what I'm trying to say. So, do you feel I'm incorrect though? Do you see Ron Rivera being the head coach of the Commanders at the end of the season? That's what I'm trying to say. I'm thinking, remember, Scott Turner was the fall guy last season. And I understand it because you're a Falcons fan. I understand if you don't even follow the Commanders. I get it. I understand.
shit all day, every day.
We're here. That's what I'm trying to say. Who was the fall guy? It was Scott Turner last year. Who gonna be the fall guy this year? It's not gonna be Bieniemy. He got a 5-year contract. It's gonna be Ron Rivera. Now that the owners are now in place. So I think he saw that and he's like, all right, this is my way to being a head coach in 2023.
But what?
But I'm with you. I'm with you. But why the Commanders? I'm with you. I'm with you. Commanders are ass. Why this team? I'm with you. But I'm just saying that's what makes sense to him. Were there better teams? Fuck yeah. Why the Commanders? It's a dumpster fire here. You don't want to come here. But he chose. And that's what I'm thinking he sees that avenue. Me and you, listen, I'm gonna try to pick my man's brain. Me and you, we're thinking about the same team, man. I think we talked about this a couple of pods ago. We're thinking LA Chargers. I would have been there in a heartbeat. I would have been with motherfucking Justin Herbert so fucking quick. You would have to scrape my skin off the fucking chair. I would have been there so quick. So fucking quick. They got everything. I would have been in LA quickly. But he chose Washington. I wouldn't have. I'm with you. I'm coming from Patrick Mahomes and Andy Reid. I'm picking a letter. Even if you don't like my attitude. Yeah, because we know a lot of that. Yeah, it's okay. I would have went to LA so quick. With the Rams coming back down to earth, Chargers about to go up. And it's a brand new stadium. I would have been there so quick. You got your 6'6" quarterback signed for the next 5 years. You got Eckler. You got Derwin James. You got 3 stud receivers. What? I'm there quickly. But that's what I'm thinking with Bieniemy. You're right. Something's up with him. But I'm thinking think about it. Now he's the offensive coordinator. He's next in line to be coach. 100% he's next in line to be coach. So, yeah, that's what I'm thinking. But I'm thinking the Redskins are not going to be, I'm thinking they're going to be worse this year because they stand in their way too much. The Skins stand in their way too much. They shouldn't have lost any of those games to the Giants, and I'm a Giants fan. With Torrey McLaurin, Curtis Samuel, and then Jahan Dotson is a beast. What are we doing? That's what I was saying about the Commanders all last season. What are they doing? I kept saying that. What the fuck are you doing? How are you losing? How are you tying to the Giants? How? How are you getting beat by the bootleg? How? Anyway, that's me ranting on the Commanders. I think they're going to stay. The Giants aren't going to win too many games, but I'm thinking we're going to be I'm 7-10. I'm thinking the Skins are going to win about 6 to 7 games. Because they're the Commanders. They're going to stand in their way. They cut the wrong quarterback. Heineke was doing some things for him. And yet you let him go to Atlanta? Oh, bro. Go ahead, man.
Nah, I'm done. I'm done for the night, bro.
What is that?
I'm done for the night. I'm going to let you know.
Okay, all right, bro. No problem, man.